We want to welcome David Bixler from the Bixler Corporation. We're so happy to have you this morning, and we want to hear all about your company.
Okay.
Tell us about some things that you have.
Yeah, sure. The Bixler Corporation has historically been in the restoration business. Okay. So we're in the fire, water, mold restoration business and do mitigation. When people have mold projects and or problems and so forth, we'll go in and mitigate the mold, or house floods, we'll go in and dry the structure. Also have the ability to put it all back.
Okay.
But we have branched beyond that now into not only construction, but more specifically, we have our own custom cabinet shop and granite shop.
Wow.
So
this is right my alley, Kelly.
I know, it is. Yeah.
I wish I'd known about you a couple months ago.
Yeah. So we're doing all this custom work for people. We have the ability. What kind of drug us into this was we were having people that had cabinets damaged, for example, and the report they were getting was they're 16, 18 weeks out to have that cabinet repaired. And we're like, this is insane. You know?
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, so it just kind of drug us into, now if we could just figure out how to get a window in less than 30 weeks.
Right, exactly. So I'm curious, you know, we heard about the supply chain issues we're hearing about.
Yes.
So how do you make them custom? Are they built, you build the cabinets,
We
or how does it
build
work?
them on site. Our shop is, you know, you can come watch us do it. So it's all done on site at 226 South Dysart.
Wow. Now, do they come there to pick out the material that they want for their cabinets?
Yes, yes. In fact, what we'll do is most of the time we'll sit down. Sometimes it even starts with the email. Somebody emails me, here are my ideas and so forth, and I will kind of compile those and send them back, and they'll say, yeah, that's kind of it, but I want to do this. And then they'll come in and we'll sit down and put the final tweaks to it. And we can do things like we can switch from a raised panel door system to shaker, just like that.
I was going to say, what are the different styles? Can you do any style? Like, you know, there's the recessed panel, there's the raised panel, there's the shaker, there's traditional.
Right.
All the detailed work that comes with cabinetry.
Right. So the only limitation is the knives and so forth that you have in your shop to do the different cutting. And over the years, you know, people have done custom knives and so forth. So the edges on your cabinet doors and the interior beading and the detail and so forth is where the variance comes from. This shop over here might have a 3/16 inch bead, and this shop over here might have an 1/8.
Right.
You know, so it just varies a lot. So it's difficult to match somebody's cabinetry. Exactly. So.
But how nice for the customer that they can sit down with you, the professional, and you can work together as a team to get them exactly what they want.
Right.
And what about countertops?
Okay. So countertops, we have our own bridge saw. So it's a full-blown granite shop. And in fact, it's so state-of-the-art that we literally can vacuum lift a slab from one end of our shop to the other.
Wow.
So that one guy can actually lift a 1,000-pound slab of granite and move it from cart to table and fabrication and so forth. So when it comes to granite, we have some granite on site and so forth that people can look at, but then we also have a local supplier that has thousands of slabs that will oftentimes meet them there. I just don't have the room and the capacity for thousands of slabs of granite.
Yeah, but you can get it. And
absolutely, and it's here local. In fact, they're a regional company, and they bring stuff from Wisconsin or Illinois or St. Louis or other places. So, and have that in a week or so.
Yeah, fantastic.
I love to have this option.
Absolutely.
Okay, so if does somebody need to come to you? What's the best way to get in touch with you? Maybe schedule a meeting, a consultation? How do people do that?
Sure. They can call us at 417-882-0043, or our website is www.bixlercorp.com. They can do either one of those. We have live chat on our website, so they can, you know, give us some contact information. Happy to interact with somebody on a relaxed basis, and you know, we've got some great financing that some people are qualifying for. It rates as low as $599 for 10 years, kind of thing, for people who qualify. So it's really kind of a full a one-stop shop. If you need, a lot of times what happens to people is when they're thinking about their cabinet project, they're thinking, okay, well, I got to hire an electrician, I got to hire a plumber, I've got to hire a tile guy, I've got to hire, a cabinet person.
Yeah.
And you're just like, it's just a daunting task. I just am not up to it.
That's why they need to call you.
They do.
That's exactly right, because we do it all.
Yeah. And hey, guys, from restoration to a custom cabinet to countertops and keeping it local, call the Bixler Corporation. David, thank you so much.
Fantastic. Thanks for having me.